So, good morning. Welcome to the issue. The topic for today is clarity of purpose. What does that mean? So, I am lucky enough to have gone through a bunch of self help kind of programs basically all of my life since I was about 17 years old. And in one of those, a very wonderful experience, I found that my purpose in life, what I began to think was my purpose in life at that time, and still do today, is to serve. Is to serve my community, my people, the people around me, my family, my friends. It just feels like my purpose in life to do that. That's my calling, is to serve other people. And so my professional life, I was in the restaurant business, actually serving for a long time and being a restaurant manager. Then I went to law school and I served the community. Until last month, I was a public defender, contract public defender, and the 23rd JDC is a part of my practice. And in those ways, I serve, and I still serve my clients today. And as I begin this new journey that I'm on right now, this new journey of teaching and coaching, this new journey of expansion and exploration for me, um, I am in a place where I'm asking myself, self-examining, how can I serve? How can I be best of service to this organization? How can I serve in the best way possible? And so when I was meditating this morning, I'm writing my book right now, and today I'm writing, and I was meditating this morning, and I was, sort of trying to get into that space of asking the universe, the source, let me see clearly, let me understand, let me have a clear sight of what it is I want to say and how I want to say it. Allow me to put this information in a way that only I convey my thoughts and ideas and my actions in a clear manner, but also in a manner in which other people can understand it, right? A manner that's accessible and straightforward and honest. And so those are very difficult things to do, and I'm asking myself how, sort of inviting the universe in. How can I get better at what I do? How can I be better at writing this book? How can I be the best possible at conveying this information in a way that serves the most people in the most positive manner? And I'm drawn to the journey that I've been on in my body. And I know that's kind of a strange leap over the last year. I really started working on my body in February of 2018, my body and what I eat. I made it a very strong focus of my life. I hired a personal trainer. I trained with him 3 days a week. I trained the other 3 or 4 days a week myself. I've done this super consistently, 90%, since February of 2018. And I've seen an amazing transformation in both my physical appearance, but also the way that I feel inside, the way that I function, the way that I can, go and exercise, the things that I do, the way my body responds to exercise, the way I recover from exercise. I mean, the list is myriad. It's this entire set of things that have changed in me because I was willing to do the work. I was willing to focus on my body. And I think that makes a difference. And let me tell you why. Because I think that there are parts of our lives that can anchor us, that can sort of drag us down, kind of weight us down. If you have a tremendous amount of debt, well, that can be a drag on your life. If you have a terrible relationship with your spouse, that can be a drag on your life. For me, being in this terrible physical, and I have other problems, God knows, but being in this terrible physical condition I was in was a drag on my life. It was actually affecting my everyday life. It was affecting the way I thought about myself. It was affecting the way that I thought about my longevity and how long I would be around. Having a new child, having a 3-year-old at 49 years old, I was like, well, what am I, am I going to be around? Am I going to stick around? Am I going to see her get married? Am I going to see her have children? Am I going to see her have a career? And so these things weighed heavily on me, and they added a lot of stress to my life. And so that was a weight that I pulled around. And when I began to do the work in that, I began to see the progress. I began to see and feel and emotionally, like psychically feel in my brain, everything in my body and physically, how much change that had made in me. And it felt like I had gotten in touch with, or I had connected to the universe, to the source of power in my life. And because of that, I've learned so much about doing the work. I've learned so much in the last year about feeling connected, feeling powerfully connected to the source, powerfully connected to the universe, powerfully connected to God, whatever it is that you want to call it. And and in doing so, I've gained a tremendous insight into how to be productive. And I've been productive now in ways in my body that I didn't really think was possible. I didn't think it was possible for me to be in as good a shape I'm in, and I certainly didn't think it was possible for me to have set the targets I've set for the next 90 and 180 days. And so here I am making those targets. Making a target to be at 12% body fat, making a target to run a particular distance in a particular time. I have a target in 6 months to be able to do a handstand press from the floor. And so those are really from a seated position. Those are incredibly difficult targets, right? And wouldn't even have been even a remote possibility for me last year at this time. But now they are. Now those are realistic targets for me. They're a push, they're a stretch, they're difficult, but they're realistic targets for me because I'm willing to embrace the source. And so pivot back to where I was this morning, which is, can I embrace the source in my life in other aspects? And for me right now, that is the creative production of this book. And it's the creative production of this new business. It's the creative production of my business. And so can I tap into that same source and that same power? Can I tap into that same fire in those environments in order to get to a place where I'm having those same kind of achievements, right? That I'm doing things I can't see that I was capable of doing, right? For me to write a book about jury trial work, well, that's a little outside of my wheelhouse, right? I mean, I know that I'm capable, but that's one thing to write a bunch of words down in a book, and it's another thing to write a book down that means something, that makes an actual impact in people's lives, that changes the way people do the work they do. That's the book I want to write. I don't want to write book A. I want to write book B. And in order to do that, in order to make a real impact, to really to give some gifts, I've got to be open to some gifts I don't even understand. I've got to be open to some gifts that, as I put together the information that I do and the process that I take in jury trial work, I've got to be willing to have some new ideas, to see some new things, to have some realizations, some epiphanies, and some, oh my God, that's a great way to sort of put that information on paper and convey that information to other people so that they can then understand it. I mean, even preparing to write the book, the 50, 60, 70 pages of notes that I've taken over the last month as I've consumed other information and my own thoughts and my own pattern, my own plan about how I prepare for jury trials, I've already learned a ton for myself. I'm a better jury trial attorney now just having done this process over the last 30 days because I have a deeper, more structured understanding of my own process. I have a deeper, more structured understanding of the manner in which I proceed in jury trials. And so the next step for me is my understanding of my own process grows. Can I convey that in a way that's reasonable, understandable, and accessible? And that's really where I'm at today. And I go back and forth between my success in body and achieving things I didn't think I could, and my progress here in writing this book, and hopefully looking back at some point and achieving things that I didn't think I could. And so that's the message today. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll talk again tomorrow.